you. Hey,
Hey,
good morning.
good morning.
2 days in a row
I
spending
know.
mornings together.
I know. This is awesome. I could spend every morning doing this. I was
Sweet.
I
No,
was so energized yesterday.
right. That's why I
Mhm,
love these because
mhm.
sometimes I'm like, all right, I got to pull it together. Then once I'm done,
Yeah,
I'm like, all right, I'm ready to do it. It's the
I
rest of the
know.
day.
Let's conquer the
Yeah.
world.
Yes. So you and I came up with an idea yesterday about
Uh-huh.
doing a podcast together, doing Shit My Therapist Says podcast.
I love it. Shit, my therapist says. Because there are, like, I have those common phrases that I say all the time to each
Mm-hmm.
client, different clients. I'll say it in different ways or whatever, but it's pretty much the same thing. I love that idea. Let's do it. We have to do it.
Yes. So yesterday I noticed myself saying a lot was the feeling is true, but is it real? You know, it's
Ooh,
like that is shit your
I
therapist
love that.
says.
You know what one thing I thought of that I always say is crazy is a matter of perspective.
Yes. Yes.
Hi, Faith. Faith is watching.
Faith. Faith is a part of our mastermind.
Faith
So
rocks.
she's got some great stuff coming on the
Hmm.
way in 2018.
Hmm.
So you are doing something amazing coming up. Tell us about that. Tell us about your group first, and then tell us about what you're doing.
Yeah, well, I have a group, a Facebook group called Stepping into Insanity: Professionals in Private Practice. And pretty much the group is just about, it originally started as a community effort in where I am in Appleton, Wisconsin, to bond the counseling world closer together with helping with referrals, helping with, just community networking ideas. If there's a big, huge waiting list that seems to go on in our community, like how can we help with that? So then it sort of grew into, well, let's just take this national, because I started finding myself helping people with their own marketing and networking and doing videos and stuff and giving advice that way. So then I just turned it into this place where people can go, like, and experience, like, holy cow, stepping into insanity, like becoming a counselor is not
Mm-hmm.
easy. And so just sort
Yeah.
of finding that support, and it's been really cool. So, I'm still growing it, but it's fun. There's a lot of cool discussions that go on in there. So I love it.
And I love how you just pop on sometimes and just do a video, just like what's going on in your
Yeah.
head,
Yeah.
and just like kind of talk about it. I love that part of
Right.
it.
I love being, as a counselor, I think it's very important for us to be as transparent as possible. So I am not afraid to let people know, or other professionals know, that I'm struggling with something. And although sometimes it gives me anxiety about, like, oh my gosh, they're going to think I totally don't know what I'm doing. But at the same time, I can't imagine anybody doesn't have thoughts of that on their own. So I think if I'm modeling transparency, and maybe other people can feel comfortable doing that, and we can get closer together as a mental health community. So it's pretty much, why I do that. And plus I like to just emotionally vomit. That's how I process.
Yeah. And I think that's why the podcast would be a great idea.
Totally. Shit,
You
my
just
therapist
emotionally
says.
vomit all over the podcast and share it with the world.
I think people would really love that.
Right.
I think it's a fabulous idea. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's just like therapy
Yeah.
raw.
I know. And I think if therapists and counselors were more relatable to people, that would so help with that stigma that only crazy people go to counseling. Well, okay, but if crazy is a matter of perspective, all of us have some dysfunction that's going on, even therapists. I always say the greatest therapists have their own therapists. So,
Yeah.
I think that podcast would be great for people to listen to.
So I thought of you yesterday. I had a client call me psycho.
Okay.
I should have said, well, they put the psycho in psychotherapy for a reason.
I love it. Yes, you should have. Next time.
I was like giving them good advice. I'm like, okay, this is what you got to do.
Yeah. And they called you psycho.
They liked it, but they weren't expecting it from me.
That's awesome. So it was a compliment when they called you psycho.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think they're coming back.
Yeah. Oh, well, then it was a compliment.
Yes.
That's hilarious. I love it.
You're doing a challenge, right?
Yes, I've got over Christmas. Well, okay, I'll start with this. I like to make things fun. So, and put a different twist or perspective on it. So I've started collecting over the years just fun different ways to put the fun in dysfunction. And I saw that quote somewhere, I think on like a picture frame. And I was like, that's good. So I started saying that. And then I came up with like 7 different ways to put the fun in dysfunction. And for the last 2 years over the holiday season, I've posted for the 7 weeks before Christmas. I post once a week, like how to put the pro tip to put the fun in dysfunction this week. And it's kind of gotten some good response. So, and I think it's just fun because admitting that everybody has dysfunction, how do we make it fun? How do we just embrace it? And because it's going to be there, whether we like it or not, and move forward. So I've done it during the holiday season, but you really can put the fun in dysfunction any time of the year. So I thought by the end of February, when everybody's feeling cabin fever, that I would just do this 7-day free challenge to every day learn how to put the fun in dysfunction with the 7 different pro tips that I have. And then after that, maybe, if you want more intensive learning how to put the fun in dysfunction, we'll do something more intense. But I think it'll be fun.
And I have to say, the way I was introduced to you was through your videos. So I met your sister out in London, and if people don't know, I ran into her sister out in London, does teacher stuff.
Yep.
But she was like, you need to meet my sister. And then she showed me this video of you tearing apart a room in a Grinch outfit and then on a scooter chasing your daughter
in
a Grinch outfit.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep, I need to meet your sister.
Those are my Grinch video. I can't believe she showed. Yeah, those are my Grinch videos. My daughter and I, she's 6. So, I just love kind of making fun of the stress of it. So I found this Grinch onesie at Walmart this year and I bought it. And so Evelyn, my daughter, she sees me making videos, so she wants to help. So that's what we did this year. That's hilarious.
Yeah. I was like, oh my goodness, this is so funny.
Thank you.
And the thing is, like back in the old days, people used to bring out like little wallet pictures of their family members. Your sister's carrying around a video of you in a Grinch outfit.
Yep. That's awesome. Thanks, sis. Thanks for being so proud. That's awesome.
So tell us a little bit about your private practice.
So my private practice is called A Beautiful Journey, and it's designated specifically for teens and parents and, helping that. I mean, I see anybody from age 12 to 112 really, but my niche or what I'm really good at is working with teens and families. So that's pretty much what I do here. It's fun. I try and make it very, easy and casual for people. And I have a lot of fun while we're doing therapy, but I named it A Beautiful Journey because ultimately, good, bad, or ugly, it really ultimately is a beautiful journey why we're here. So, and adolescence is a beautiful journey too. So, it's fun.
So what would you say your favorite client is? Like, who is your favorite client?
Oh my gosh. I like the misfits, the people that are misunderstood, the ones who everybody else has given up on, the ones who have fallen through the cracks, the ones who feel like nobody gets me. I just don't know where I fit here. That's my tribe.
Yeah.
Those are the clients I like.
Yeah. I love working with angry teenage boys.
Ooh, yeah.
I can only take 1 or 2 at a time because they really take a lot out of me. But yeah, they're like one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Like when I see one come up on my referral list, I'm like, yes.
Let me add them. I know. I know. And I think eventually the community starts to understand that if they have a really tough client and they're pulling their hair out and they're like, oh, that's right, I can just refer them to Jaxs Anderson. She'll take them. And I'm like, Yeah, what, I like a challenge.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So do you have any big plans for 2018?
I've got, well, I want to start that podcast with you, but I don't know if that's going to be a 2018 goal, but I do have.
Well, if you know me, it probably is.
Probably after you buy your property in Puerto Rico. So I think like, I really want to get Confessions of the Psychotherapist, my video series. I like to do my weekly videos for parents of teenagers to help them, understand teens, but Confessions of the Psychotherapist is about interviewing other counselors and getting because everybody's got a different niche. So getting their perspective on how they can help parents and teens and putting it out there for the community to see, and growing my practice. I'm at that point where it's like group practice, solo, group group. I don't know. So
yeah.
So considering that, keeping up with the videos, doing some courses, this free challenge is part of, me getting into that. So I like to get creative and have fun. And I'm one of those persons too, that if I have an idea, like I can easily, I'm going to run with it right now. Like, I'm just going to do it. I just kick the door in,
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. It's like deciding that solo versus the group practice, that can be a big decision.
Yeah.
What's your caseload like right now?
Well, right now I have about a solid 23 to 24 clients a week. And that's good for me. I don't really want to exceed 25, because then I feel like my clients start to suffer because they don't get all of me, and I feel, like that's where I've just learned that that's a good rate for me. But I keep getting, as I'm doing these videos, as I'm growing the psychotherapist brand, I keep getting referrals. So, and it's worked out so far because I have people that are discharging or people that, stop coming, and then I can get people in. But I know I'm at that point where, it's time to maybe consider bringing somebody on, and then do I want to make it, how do I want that to look? So I want to make sure that once I do it, that's where I'm going to stay.
And do you do your videos at home, or do you do in the office, or do you work from home in an office?
Yeah, I'm in my office right now, that I rent in the community. But I do a lot of stuff at home. I do my videos anywhere, really, in my office, at my home, outside, in my car. I've done videos in my car. So, I really will do them anywhere. But I do like working from home there, when I do my online counseling, and it is nice to just kind of sit at home and chill and work. And, and so there's also that, how many hours am I spending at the office, and is it worth all the rent I'm paying versus, could I move into a group practice, like building, and then expand maybe with another practice? I don't know. So, so we'll see.
Okay.
But I do like working from home.
I know, I do too. It's easy, accessible for napping.
Yeah. Yes.
Love that napping.
Yeah. Agree.
So where can people get more information about your program?
They can find everything they need to know about me on my website, www.psychotherapist.com. And it's psycho with a K, so it's PSYKO therapist.com. Or on, my Facebook page is public, Jaxs Anderson, and if you want to know more about A Beautiful Journey, my clinic, I have a Facebook page for that as well.
Nice. And where are you located? You're in Wisconsin at, I want to say Apple Bottom, but that's not the case.
Apple Bottom Jeans. Appleton. Yeah. It's like 30 minutes south of Green Bay. Everybody knows where Green Bay is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still cold where you are, though.
Yeah. Well, today, it's so funny. Yesterday it got up to 34, but it was like a 50-degree difference. It was 50 degrees warmer than it had been. So
Wow.
like I was wearing my spring jacket and I was like in the wind. I was like, "Ooh, yeah, it's such a nice spring breeze." But I mean, it was cold. It's 34. It was cold.
Yeah. We're having that same type of thing here where it's like 32 degrees. We're in our t-shirts.
Yeah.
Like, woo, this is nice.
It's fabulous. But you guys just got
and we're
dumped
gonna
on
hit
too.
50 this week. 50.
I'm so jealous. That's gonna feel like 75. Yeah.
It's
Go outside and get a
amazing.
tan.
I know. In the 1 foot of snow.
Well, I've seen pictures of people doing that. So
that's true.
If it's funny.
Yeah,
that's funny.
So thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Let us all know about the challenge. I'm sure we'll see you again and we'll be talking about the podcast idea.
For sure.
So we need to purchase that domain now.
Shit, my therapist says. I think I'm going to check it out.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure we'll put the link to your stuff underneath this video.
Perfect. Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.